Alrighty guys, and how good does this look now? Man. And just look at that. Just simply breaks off. No knife actually needed here. Hey guys, it's the Keto King here, and today we're doing another slow cooker recipe. You know I've been on a bit of a slow cooker kick of late, and today we're making a keto balsamic and maple roast. Yes, it sounds amazing and it really is that good. So this keto recipe is so easy, and it's a dish that everyone in the family is going to love. The ingredients you'll need for this keto recipe are some onions, some turnips or a rutabaga if you can't get turnips, Brussels sprouts, butternut, mushrooms, balsamic vinegar, Dijon mustard, maple extract, or if you can find a very low carb maple syrup, that would work too. A broth of your choice, I recommend a bone broth like this, but any broth would work. Some thyme, salt and pepper. And the meat of your choice, I'm using a cross rib roast here. And it makes a ton of food, so you're gonna have plenty leftovers for your upcoming week, which is always a winner. That's it guys, so let's get to this awesome keto recipe. Okay, so we're gonna start out by slicing 1.5 white onions. Alright, move this aside, and then grab yourself something like this, but you need a bigger one, because we're gonna be putting in around 2.5 to 3 cups worth of liquid. So I'm going to use this bowl, but really something that you can pour out with the spout would work. We're going to start out with adding in 2 cups of grass-fed beef bone broth. So if you saw my previous video where I did the unboxing for truelocal.ca, this was one of the products that came with it that I chose to come in that box. This is that 100% grass-fed beef bone broth, which looks amazing, and it's really going to give this recipe the edge. So we're going to add in 2 cups of this bone broth. Look how good that looks. Then we're going to be adding in 1/2 cup of balsamic vinegar, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, some salt and pepper. I'm using some pink Himalayan salt here. Then I've got some fresh thyme here. Obviously this is optional, and you can spice this up and put in any types of herbs you want in here. Thyme is a great accompaniment for this beef. So what I'm going to do is just strip the fresh thyme and actually put some of the leaves in here. This thyme smells so good. So I did around 4 or 5 sprigs of thyme, and then I'm just going to put in another 4 sprigs whole in here. And you want to just give this a mix to try and fully incorporate all of these ingredients. And then lastly, for the secret ingredient, we're putting in some maple extract. This is what's going to give it that lovely maple syrup type of flavor and smell to it, but without the carbohydrates of the maple sugar. If you do have a low carb, a really low carb maple syrup that you can get your hands on, then absolutely use that. I would use around 1/4 cup of the maple syrup instead of this extract, but I'm going to put in here 1/4 teaspoon of maple extract. I'll also have a link in the description box below to maple extract from Amazon.com if that's where you shop. Okay, so grab yourself a pan. You could use a skillet here, but I'm using a deeper pot just to avoid splashing of the fats and the oils. You're going to want to put your stove on a high heat, and then you're going to use an oil of your choice. You could use olive oil, coconut oil. A higher temperature oil would likely be best here, so something like avocado oil. Again, I haven't stocked up on avocado oil, don't have any. Any oil of your choice, butter, ghee, those types of things would all work perfectly. Give it a nice generous helping at the bottom there. While we are letting this pot heat up, I'm showing you the meat that we're cooking. So I've got this cross rib roast. Now this is 3.5 pounds of meat. There's a lot of other types of meat you could use here. I'm sure most would still come out just fine, but this cross rib roast is what I got from True Local again from that previous video. You can take a look. It really looks like a fantastic piece of meat here. I'm excited to try it out and share the results with you. But if you guys want to check out truelocal.ca, again, it's in the description box below, and a discount code for you guys to get $20 off your first order. So go check that out down below. Alright, now that our oil's nice and hot here, we grab our beautiful piece of meat. Just look at this. My goodness. And we're going to sear this on all sides. There we are. Look at that lovely golden color we have on this side here. That's perfect. Okay, got some great color on the bottom. And then our last side. Alright, I don't know how clear this is. It's probably got a lot of oil on this camera. But this looks good to me. Great sear all around on all sides. So I'm going to take this off the heat and get this out of the pan. Oh, and just look at this magnificent piece of meat here. Okay, so now we've got the sear on this, looking fantastic. Now with the same pot or pan that you seared the meat in, put the heat down to a medium heat, and you're going to add in your 1.5 onions that you've sliced up. Now you're going to get the wonderful flavors from this pan or this pot that was used for the meat on these onions. Man, the smell is just incredible. Now you're just going to cook these onions for around 2 to 3 minutes. Try and get any goodness that's on the bottom of the pan off. We don't want to lose any of that flavor. Now if you're a garlic fan, now would be a good time to put in the garlic for these 2 to 3 minutes. I am not. Again, please don't hate me for that, but I'm not putting in garlic. But feel free to do it for yours. While that onion is cooking and softening, we're just going to add in some salt and pepper again. The pink Himalayan salt and the crushed black pepper. Straight onto your lovely cut of meat. And that should be good. Back over to our onions. You don't need to do them too long because they're going to go in the slow cooker anyway. So really we just wanted to get the flavors from this pan infused in the onions. Alright, so grab your crock pot. Again, if you don't have a crock pot, link in the description box to a link on Amazon where you can buy a crock pot. You don't need to get an expensive one. Just get a cheap, reliable one, and it'll work perfectly for all of the slow cooker recipes on my channel. Grab your wonderfully seared piece of meat here. Again, I'm using this 3.5 pound cross rib roast. Pop that right in the middle. Then you're gonna bring over your lovely onions that you've cooked and got all that wonderful flavor from the pot. And simply dump that all around the meat. And let me give you a closer look at that. Oh boy, isn't this looking like the start of an amazing keto recipe. Then you're going to grab that liquid mixture that we made a little earlier, the balsamic, the maple extract, thyme, mustard, etc. in there. And then we're just going to pour this all over the meat and the onions. I'm going to use around 3/4 of this mixture. Just be sure to give it a good stir before you put it into the crock pot. The slow cooker. Give that a good pour right over everything, making sure you get all that goodness all over the meat and the onions. Pop your lid on. Then you're going to turn on your slow cooker onto high heat. They usually have a high and a low mode. I'm going to put on high for 4 hours. Alright, now after 4 hours, just look how ridiculously good that is looking. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put in our vegetables. Now these vegetables are absolutely up to you. I've just chosen some of my favorites. Obviously some of them are slightly higher carbs than others. So just adjust the quantities you put in, the types of vegetables you put in to make sure it suits your lifestyle. You're going to start out by putting in some potatoes. Just kidding, this is the Keto King here. We don't eat white potatoes, we eat turnips. So I've got one medium turnip cut up into blocks here. Our one medium turnip. We're then gonna put in some Brussels sprouts. So all we've done is just chopped off the hard end on the Brussels sprouts and cut them in half. I've got approximately 2 cups of Brussels sprouts here. Then we're gonna put in roughly half a medium to small butternut. And then we're gonna put in 228 grams of mushrooms. This is just the size of the packet. Really, any amount will do. And then half an onion cut into quarters, into slices like this. So it looks like I may need to be investing in a slightly larger slow cooker. This is the first time I've actually run out of space, but never fear, we'll just make a plan like this. Put the lid back on, and then we're gonna put it back onto high, and we're gonna cook this until the vegetables are soft. Alright guys, and so this was in for 4 hours on high, and my vegetables are done. Again, just adjust it according to the vegetables you use. All you need to do is just feel it, take a taste test of your different vegetables, make sure the hardest one, in this case likely the turnip, make sure it's fully cooked and soft. That tastes amazing, I can tell you. So what I'm going to do is take out the meat, drain off the liquid, but keep it, don't throw it out, and then we're going to get this on a plate and we can do a taste test. And you end up with a keto balsamic and maple roast like this. Alrighty guys, and how good does this look now? Man. And as always, requested by you guys, I'm going to do a taste test for you here. So let's try some of the vegetables first. That butternut is beautifully soft. So these veggies have really taken on the flavorings of the meat, of that maple extract. You can taste that beautifully. It almost fools you into thinking it's a sweet dish, even though we didn't put any sweetener in here, which is quite remarkable. Really has some incredible depth of flavor. I'm really excited to try this meat. So let's give this a go. And just look at that. Just simply breaks off. No knife actually needed here. Oh my goodness. Let me give this amazingness a go. Wow, that flavor, again, is just so deep and rich and complex. That maple is just the perfect accompaniment to the balsamic flavors, and maple gives it that little bit of an edge, gives your mouth something a little interesting to react to. I'm really happy how this flavor combination has come out. What I recommend you do as well is, with that beautiful juices or stock that was left over in the slow cooker, is to grab that and then just drizzle it over the meat like this, either on your plate or on the serving dish like this. Now this would be perfect if you wanted to do a little quick Christmas dinner. This would be great if you wanted to keep it keto during Christmas. This would absolutely be a great idea. Everyone would love that. The meat is just incredibly soft. As you saw there, the meat just fell right off with very little effort. And while the slow cooker may have taken 8 hours to get this done, it's really very little effort to make this, and just look how much food there is here. This is perfect for your keto meal prep. Don't forget to check the link out to truelocal.ca down below and use the code KETOKINGBACON to get $20 off your order and a free 1-pound pack of their amazing bacon. Remember, the meat and the grass-fed bone broth that I use in this recipe come from that amazing company. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please like this video if you enjoyed this keto recipe. Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. And of course, subscribe to the Keto King channel so you don't miss any new keto recipes to help you on your keto or low carb lifestyle. And of course, keep it keto.